Alright, it's time for another lick lesson here. We're going to look at one in E. It's a sort of a transitional lick that you can use to go from in a 3-chord blues, a 1-4-5 blues. You can use it to go from the 1 to the 4, or lead into the 4, or back again from the 4 to the 1. So what it's going to sound like when you're transitioning from the 1 to the 4, or the E to the A, is this. Jazzy little lick, and it's a good one that sounds pretty cool slow. And then quick, like I played it at the start. So it's a fun little one there, and there's some really interesting stuff going on. So what we do, we slide into that first little lick there, and what we're doing there is we're playing sort of an E dominant or an E7 chord with a 6 added on, and you end up with this sound. I'm going to correct myself, that would be a 2 added on there, so or maybe a 9 chord, or however you'd want to call it, 2, 9, same thing. I think this one would be officially considered a 2 because the 2 is the lowest note in the chord. Then we go into the 6, slide down 2 frets, and that's my favorite part there. So what we're ending up on is an A7th. So if you just pick out an A7th bar chord, those 3 notes in the middle there, and we're playing 7, 3, 5. But to get into that, we're coming from, which is a really cool sort of jazzy sound, works very well in the right style of blues. And where that's coming from is literally just sort of a chromatic downstep into the A. So from the A flat 7, so it's like doing that into the A chord, but then we add the 6 on there, which I guess it makes it a 13th chord. So if you're to play the 7th, and then on the B string, 2 frets up, put your pinky finger down, you end up with that very jazzy sounding 13th. Now to make it simpler, I'm just playing those 3 notes. So that would be a B flat 13, and then we go into the A there. So again, alright, let's take a closer look at that one. So that's a little hard to see there. There's a lot going on with the fingers and I can't get my fat hands out of the way. So make sure you do check the link there with the tab so you can see what I'm doing there. It's 3 notes at a time. Now just so you get a feel for where that's going to fit in, and another neat thing we can do with it, I'm going to sort of play a 12-bar blues, a very simple 1-4-5 12-bar blues, and you'll hear where I put the transitions in. So when I'm going from the 1 to the 4, you'll see that the transition's exactly as I played it. Now if you want to go from the 4 back to the 1, the first part of it is the same, but then I'm doing another chromatic approach back to the 1 chord, back to the E. So, okay, and what I'm playing there is just sort of a chromatic slide up into the, it's a first inversion E chord, E major, just a straight E major. And instead of playing 1, 3, 5, which would be a 1, 3, 5 chord, or your standard major, I'm actually starting on the 3rd, then the 5, then the 1. So it's an inverted first inversion. Instead of the 1 in the bass, you've got the 3 in the bass. The next inversion up for that would be the, oh my goodness, I probably should have thought this out first, but a second inversion, we've got the 5th root 3. Okay, now that's a pretty standard E chord. So I'm just sliding that first inversion into the 1 there. So, and then back to the 1. Okay, so how this is going to sound in a blues. So one more time for you there, because I didn't play it all that cleanly. chord there. So have fun with that one. Make sure you check out the tab and enjoy your practicing.